பூதகியாக பணித்திடுவாயா பாவை விரகம் பருகிடுவாயா ஆயர்தம் மாயா நீவா ஆயர்தம் மாயா நீவா ஆயர்தம் மாயா நீவா
The movie Sadma. Sadma. That was the first movie my parents were watching. I was a kid. I was laughing throughout the movie, but then I started crying in the end. So you gave me so many emotions when I was just a child. A lot to think about. But for you and for all of you, of course, I've learned something. Vadakam Abu Dhabi. Ye pidi ye king. Ye pair Vikrant. That's it. इतना ही आता है विक्रांत yeah Vikrant, actually it's written Shrikant. I don't know who's Shrikant. RJ Shrikant, honestly it's written Shrikant. So सबसे पहले before anything, please tell us about your movie, recent movie Vikram.
What do I say? All that which we cannot say, you are saying. So we'd be too embarrassed to say some of the things, good things that we have done, but you've beaten us all to it. Things that we didn't do also, you're celebrating. So we are ever grateful for this kind of not only appreciation, support that comes from you. And some people are returning to the theater. I don't know, probably because of the long absence of not congregating together because of COVID. I don't know what happiness that it brought in them. We are happy that Vikram is that fulcrum which made that weight be lifted off everyone's mind, and we are happy about being that tool.
Sir-
That's all I can say, because otherwise I'll have to tell you the story of Vikram, which is a spoiler.
How many people have seen Vikram here? Make some noise, guys. How do you like it? Yeah. So most of them knows the story, but again, we will not tell you the story. Just Nediki, please go and watch. Sir, remarkable career, 60 years, so many films, so many languages. Can you tell us a little about your journey? A little.
I'll start from little. I started when I was 4. This I'm talking to a generation who don't know the story. I'm sure there are some in the front row who know that story. It might be boring for them, but please, there is the next gen who don't know about it. I came in as a child actor by fluke. I belonged to a family of lawyers. I was the odd one out, and I did about 5, 6 films, and then my father thought I would become a lawyer like the rest of them or something else. And but the bug had bitten me by then. So I went and joined a theater group, which it's wrong to say I joined. The theater group actually fortunately picked me to be part of that. It was a fantastic training ground for me. But unfortunately for me, after 4 years of being with them, my guru, Mr. T.K. Shanmugam, decided that his era is over, and he shut down the company, and I was lost. I was in an abyss. I didn't know what to do, so I asked my mother permission to learn a classical dance form called Bharatanatyam. It's not done. All my brothers were against it. But my mother stood by me, my father stood by me, and I learned Bharatanatyam for 4 years. And my guru, who became almost part of the family, said, my syllabus runs out. I've taught you what I know. No, you have to find more teachers. No guru would say that. And he brought in his friends to teach me. I learned Kathak from Kulkarni Saab, from Kolhapur. And I later became a dance assistant to Thangapan Master, who was a very popular dance master of that, choreographer of that time. And when he graduated to becoming a film producer and director, I got a automatic promotion into a field which I didn't have much experience in. But I was taught. My hands were held, and they walked me through the whole thing, showed me the ropes. And one of the assistant directors, who was my senior, found that I had a talent for writing, and I was only 17. And I was very ashamed of my handwriting because I was a high school dropout as well. And then he showed me handwritings of various great people who had very bad handwriting and convinced me. And I became a screenplay writer at 18 with a title credit card. The large-heartedness of my co-writer, the senior man, R.C. Shakti, gave me a break as a writer. Then Mr. Balachandar, my mentor, picked me up and suddenly said, you're an actor, not a technician. So when people say, yesterday also I was saying, people say, Mr. Balachandar discovered Kamal Haasan, the actor. I say, no, he invented me. Wow. I never wanted to be an actor. I never wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a director like him. And that's what happened. And then he continuously cast me in all his films. One of them happened to be Ek Duje Ke Liye.
Wow. Can we make some noise for Ek Duje Ke Liye? So, sir, a lot of questions you've answered. Like in one answer, you answered so many questions. But since you mentioned you started at 4, you got presidential medal at that age. And I would dare to ask you if you remember what was the feeling and what went through your mind.
It'll be false to say I remembered. I didn't know who the gentleman was. They said it's the president. I got confused between the prime minister and the president, so I thought it's both the same. I didn't know. I thought Nehru was going to give me the award. Nehruji would come and give me the award. He was not wearing his regular cap. He was wearing a turban instead, and it was Dr. Radhakrishnan Sahab. I should have been very proud, but I was expecting a toy gun or some mechanical wonder that I could play with, but they gave me a medal about this size in a velvet box. If you see the photograph, you still see the disappointment in the child's face. He doesn't know what honor is endowed upon him. My talent in that film was also not mine at all. I was just a parrot. They asked me to say things, and I said it in a particular way. People liked it, and they thought I was a natural. I wasn't. I didn't know anything about acting. It was only after Mr. T.K. Shanmugam's training that I understood about the art.
Awesome. But I think what all of us were doing, we were like playing and figuring out things at the age of 4, right? And he was getting that honor. That's amazing, sir. So, sir, filmmaker, actor, writer, dancer, politician, so many hats you wear. Which one do you love wearing the most?
Audience. This is not Sabha Maryada, this is not humility. I am a film buff, and I'm proud of it. I'll see films in any language as long as they are good. If they are not good, I've never walked out of a film unless I've been hurt or something like that. But I've always sat through the worst of the films. I'm such a film buff. So that's the hat I prefer the most. Especially even if I'm acting in the film, the best part of the film is to watch it with an audience. That's a wonderful thing, because then you're not, if you get your payment, you're thinking about taxes. This is tax-free. This applause doesn't tax you at all. And you remember it for a long time with gratitude.
Awesome. Have you ever secretly watched any movie with the audience, your movie with the audience?
Most of the time it is secretly done, because I would hate to spoil the show. When they should be watching this side, they should turn around, be aware of me, because the very idea of film is the suspended disbelief. And I become the suspended sword of Damocles if I'm there in the audience. So I hate to disturb shows. Premieres, I love premieres, but I would like to go incognito, because that's better, because they can see me after the film, but during the film I'm a distraction.
Awesome. So you mentioned theatre, but during that time you kind of had keen interest in makeup as well. What was that?
That's because my guru, Mr. T.K. Shanmugam, after him, I named a Tamil film called Avvai Shanmugi. He was called, it was made as Chachi Charsobis in Hindi, and but he played Avvai Shanmugam about 60, 70 years back. And he used to play a woman. Previous day, he would have played Rajaraja Chola. The next day, he'll play Avayar, the poetess, and he will sing 2 octaves, 1 octave higher than his own pitch. And that is T.K. Shanmugam for you. I've been literally his understudy, watching him put on makeup while he was on a chair. We'll be sitting down and watching from a low angle. That's where, and of course, Shivaji Saab. We have seen him in various garbs. And I wanted to do that one day or other. And that's where the bug bit me, I guess.
Oh, the makeup one. But since you mentioned Shivaji Saab, you also mentioned once that in an interview that Yusuf Saab also have been, they kind of...
Yeah, but Shivaji Saab was my primer to understand Dilip Kumar Saab. Without him, I wouldn't have understood Brando or Dilip Kumar Saab. But as I grow older, I understand more and more of Yusuf Saab. As a matter of fact, I used to visit every December for his birthday, kneel before him and kiss his hand, literally.
Awesome. You know, right now I'm feeling really nervous. I must tell you, I'm looking very cool and all right now, but I'm feeling very nervous. But I'm feeling lucky also that I'm asking so many questions to sir. But yes, of course, you will also get this chance. I will give you this chance. But after my questions finishes. Sir, you said about dance, assisting as a dance instructor and assisting directors, dance directors. But you were seen dancing in a movie called Manavan. The first
yes.
time.
That was because there was a call sheet problem, and that song was to be picturized on my senior actor Jay Shankar, and he was busy, and the film release was pending. So the producer, Mr. Chinnapadevar, who was like another mentor for me, he was looking around and he said, "You, come here, you do this." I said, "I'm here to assist." "No, you're going in front of the camera," he said, and that's how I got the chance. And I was about 16 when I did that.
Wow. Were you nervous then?
No, because I do it every time. I had prepared the whole dance to show it to another actor. So only thing is I was standing on the wrong side of the camera.
But anyway, who gets, at the age of 4, who gets presidential medal for acting, why would he be nervous anyway? Like, I'm pro. So, I've often heard you saying about cinema, Indian cinema, it's all Indian cinema, but there is a little difference in South Indian cinema and Hindi cinema. And when you entered, like when you did Ek Duje Ke Liye, did you feel any difference? I
didn't, frankly speaking, except the original of Ek Duje Ke Liye was done in Telugu, called Marvacharitra, and that is not my mother tongue either. So it was like I was doing yet another gig of the same sort. And it was the same unit. My same mentor was the director for Ek Duje Ke Liye. So it was take 2 for me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know the difference till I worked with Ramesh Sippy Saab, and that was a fantastic experience because I'm one of the poorer cousins of films in India, and suddenly I came and started working with the filmmaker of Sholay, and we became friends. It happened because we both loved cinema. That's the only film set where, when we were waiting for the next shot, we played cricket. Wow. That's the last time I played cricket, I think.
So many inside things coming out right now. Okay, I would like to ask you guys, if I make you watch a movie which is not in your language, your mother tongue, or any language you speak, and without subtitle, will you be able to understand that? Will you be able to understand the movie? So basically, I'm making a point here. Kamal sir made all of us understand a movie without even dialogues. And I was watching that movie yesterday. Yes, Pushpak. For like 8th or 10th time, I watched it yesterday, so it's really fresh in my mind. So you are open to so many experiments. And a lot of directors said, what Kamal Haasan can do, nobody else can do. Now, when you look back at those times and things, what is different? What is that thing that you think differently?
No, I think my mentors were like that. So they gave me confidence. Mr. Balchander's films defied certain concepts, myths, and he made films that way, way ahead of his time. And we watched him do it with casual grace. So we thought that's a way to be, probably. So it was, if you ask a snake charmer's child, he won't be scared of a snake because he's seen it happen. So, but everybody else will be scared of that. He might even call it his pet. That's what happened to people like us. And I worked continuously, Sethu Madhavan Saab from Kerala, the kind of classics he has produced, Hindi cinema is now doing. what he did about 60 years back. And when you say that what Kamal Hassan can do, the others can't do, I don't believe that. Because I've seen people, if they had a guru like K. Balachandar, anyone could do that. That's what I feel.
Awesome.
But they must have the same tenacity of purpose that I had. That's all is required. You must be ready to sweat and bleed for the film, and then you can. I say that of even Mr. Gandhi. He is not inimitable, he is imitable, but you must have the gut power and the will to become that.
Yes, I have seen in an interview you mentioned, you asked the anchor to notice that I did not call him Mahatma, I call him Gandhi because that was the reason.
Because you can't attach feathers to him and keep him away. Every time I stand in front of his statue, for me, he's alive. In me, in many other Indians. I'm moved by that man. This is not a political statement. It's a committed fanboy moment.
Yes, sir. So, now I will ask a question like a typical Bollywood reporter / anchor, a Chachi 400 piece. We've seen, like, I've seen, it's amazing. Everybody's seen it's blockbuster. It's a hit. What went behind the scene? Any fun moments? Do you remember during the makeup time or anything?
So many moments, especially the cleavage. I didn't want any rubber makeup through my body. So we wanted her to be buxom. Okay. And I came up with a contraption because I thought I'm good at it and almost tortured myself through the film. I created a new bra which will push my pectoral muscles to look like a lady's cleavage. But it was so painful. I had callus marks here. And I used to dread that, and I'm not very good at either waxing my chest or shaving it. So it was torture through the film. And I can't even, when I go somewhere, so if I say I, it'll burn. So I have to do this. But it was a beautiful sight, so much so that even in a Kapil Sharma show, he asked me for it. And I said that the assistant director was teaching me a dialogue in a very close environment like this. And I dropped the paper and I picked up the paper and suddenly he started swallowing and stuttering. And then I realized my pallu had fallen down and I had distracted the young man. So I knew the other side of the story. How ladies feel.
Awesome. So, there are recent actors. Is there anyone you like or you like this one has potential? Any?
So many. But I'll say somebody who is very close to me, I almost missed the opportunity of taking the credit of saying, I cast him first. He was my assistant director in a film called Hey Ram. Manohar Joshi Saab recommended this guy, and I liked the way he was acting. And I said, why don't you do the role of a street beggar in the film, because it's a very interesting character. But then the picture, I made it with a lot of passion. It had become a little longer than it is required, and we had to cut out that scene. And he came for the premiere, and I had to take him aside and tell him, have you brought your friends? Your scene is not there, I'm sorry. And he said, that's okay, sir. It's our film. I'm your assistant director and I'm here. And I'm sure he was holding his tears back and trying to smile. And his name is and was Nawazuddin Siddiqui. So I like him a lot. Somewhere you will see him being recast. This time it won't be cut.
Whoa. We're getting a lot of insights. So before I open the questions to the audience, I would just like to say one thing. Sir, it is my honor to be here, and I'm thanking the organizers here. Because of them, I'm here today. And I would like to, I think Agrata wants to say something. Hi, Agrata. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. We are a little bit on a time crunch.
Yeah, I got
that. So
that.
the Q&A session we will be ending it here shortly.
Okay.
And
no
then
problem.
we go on with the mementos in the show.
All right.
So
Guys, it was great being here. Thank you so much. It was an honor to share the stage with you. My name is Vikrant. I come on radio. It's an evening show called Bumper to Bumper. So please do tune in, and thank you so much, sir. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you
Agrata.
so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, and now what we will be doing is we will be having the... Sorry, please.
No, I just want to thank the organizers of the show for their grace, because I'm sure they wanted to say something, tell people what they are doing, why they brought me here and all that, but we didn't have Murphy played havoc with today's plans. And they gracefully said that they came here for a purpose and we will not intervene. And they are one among you now, sitting there. They should have been here addressing you. I think we got that half an hour in that room when we were waiting. But still, nothing like being on stage. Ask me, I'll tell you, it's an honor. Thank all of you for gracefully declining for this, for time's sake. Thank you. Namaskar.
Wow, it's really indeed, we're so humbled to have you here today, and we really are so blessed to be amongst such great talent. And of course, the achievements are countless, but we have had an amazing session here with you all. And to take us forward, what we're going to do is we're going to have the ISC President, Mr. Natarajan, and the ISC General Secretary, Mr. Satya Babu, to please join us onto the stage and to present the bouquet. Thank you very much. We will also be honoring Dr. Kamal Haasan with a shawl by the IBPG executive team, requesting you all to please come onto the stage. Thank you very much. And now, to provide the memento, we will be having the ICAI Executive Committee team requesting you all to please come onto the stage. Woohoo!
Sorry, in fact, because we are running short of time, I have prepared a small poem in Tamil. Whoever is from Tamil Nadu, they will be able to understand. பரமக்குடியின் பைந்தமிழே, ஹரிதாரத்தின் அவதாரமே, அவதாரத்தின் முத்தாரமே, நடிப்பின் நர்த்தகனே, இனியொருகம் வேண்டும் உன்னை புக, நடிப்பு ஆகிறது ஒன்னால், நடிப்பே நடிக்கிறது ஒன்னால். But I have shown it to Mr. Kamal Haasan. He has given his autograph on it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. Any closing?
Thank you for your patience, and I'm sorry it has to be wrapped up so early. I could have gone on and on with such happy faces facing me, but I have to get back for another appointment. Forgive me. I think let this be one of the opportunities that I'll be meeting you. I'll be back. I know I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'll be back. Thank you.